There is no doubt that the imposition of tariffs by the US will have an adverse impact. Ireland's priority is the protection of jobs and our economy. It is important that we focus on factors that we can control, including improving our competitiveness and investing in infrastructure. By working with Irish-owned companies, with multinationals based here, with our European Union partners, and bilaterally with the United States, we can and will weather this storm.
Last night, Taoiseach, we were subjected to US trade aggression, and to add insult to injury, we had to watch the US play the victim.
So I think we have to take President Trump at his word here. My working assumption has to be that there will be further measures directed at pharma, or at least that's the intention of the US administration.
From an employment perspective, we assume it would be around 2 to 3% lower compared to the non-tariff baseline, relating to 55 to 85,000 jobs that either might not be created or could be lost or affected due to these measures.
If it is a protracted tariff, and we'll have to assume that it is now, that it won't be short-term, then we'll see that there will be job displacement. Anybody who's anticipating falling prices or interest rates cuts, it's unclear whether that's going to happen now. And also maybe the government's been indicating that giveaway budgets in terms of personal tax, that may be off the table too. We need to have a war chest for this could get worse before it gets better.
What Trump calls reciprocal tariffs are no such thing. I watched him as he waved the US Trade Estimates report, a US document that clearly sets out that the average EU tariff is 5% on US goods. But fact and reality took a back seat last night when he went on to claim that the EU imposes tariffs of 39%. So we need to be careful not to step into the same space, risking jobs and higher prices for workers and families, because working people can't be asked to pick up the tab of this mess that Trump has created.
This wasn't the EU's idea, it was an Ireland idea. We don't want to be getting into an escalatory tariff situation. I do share that view. But I would also just make this point. We've already had now 3 hits by the United States in relation to this. We had the around 26 billion of impact of their steel and aluminium measures that are in place now, around 75 billion in terms of the decisions they've made around cars and the impact that will have on car prices for people right across Europe. And now we don't yet have the quantity of it, but probably hundreds of billions in terms of the announcements last night. At some point, the European Union, which has shown huge restraint, is going to have to say, well, hang on a second, if you're not willing to negotiate and get around the table, there is going to have to be a response.